Are you ready to expand your life and reality? Join us for the next hour with Jamie Bates as she shares life changing thoughts, techniques, and awarenesses to help you expand your reality.
Hello and welcome. I am Jamie Bates, consciousness facilitator and expander of realities. My mission with my radio show is to create greater awareness of what is possible and to expand you beyond the limitations of this reality. I am grateful that you're joining me today. And today is actually April 8th, 2020. And this week I am sharing tips and tools to really help you make the most of this time to energetically upgrade your life, right? We are in such an interesting time, and whether you are still working, which if you are working right now, just let me send you some gratitude for still showing up. I know that it's very difficult probably for you to continue to go to work no matter what you are doing when a majority of the world is not working, or if they are working, they're working from home. I know many of us are really not even working right now, just kind of taking this time to have some downtime. And so I'm want to kind of talk to all of the groups here, really looking at updating you on really what I'm aware of, and talk about some things that I am finding is very important for us to be very aware of right now, right? To really truly go beyond and make the best use of this energetic time, because you guys, the energies are very, very intense right now, and we are getting really kind of energetically frequency fried, if you will, right now. There is a ton of extreme energy spikes going on in the resonance frequency, and we're all perceiving that in our bodies, right? We're all having periods, whether you're working or not working. I'm sure that you're having the same. Everyone I've been talking to, still working with my clients, and those I'm kind of talking to around the world, everyone's experiencing, extreme fatigue right now, feeling achy, headachy, just lots of pressure, and feeling pressure not only in their head, but potentially even in other areas of their body. And that is because we are literally being pummeled currently with these frequency upgrades. Okay, we're being pummeled. The Schumann resonance is spiking consistently, and not just 10 degrees, but we're talking about times 10 what it would normally be. Okay, so this is a huge frequency upgrade from where we are normally at energetically. Okay, and we are really truly, every single one of us is feeling this energy in our body. Okay, so I'm going to kind of slow down here for a moment, and let's just really take some nice deep breaths and just acknowledge that your body is perceiving a lot of information. And if right now we could really acknowledge that and just really give our body some gratitude. Thank you for still pulling me through this time, even though it feels really hard, and it might feel really difficult for your body, especially if you are still working um, through this time. I can imagine that that's even harder on your body to push through with all of these frequency upgrades that we're having. So please be kind to your body in this moment. Really continue as you move forward to be really making sure that you're acknowledging how very strong your body is, and how very grateful you are for your body still carrying through with this very difficult time, because this is potentially a very difficult time for your body as well. Let's just really keep taking some nice deep breaths. Today's call, I'm going to share some awarenesses, some tools here to really help you make the most of this time energetically. But really, I'm also going to really just share a lot of healing energy. So today's radio show is probably going to have a pretty strong frequency with it. The frequency is already building right now, and I can already feel kind of that vortex feeling coming through. So just really give your body that space to just really kind of be vortexed out through this hour as we dissipate and release some of these old constructs that may not be working for your body anymore, um, and and really just allow your body to have some space here more than anything else. So let's go ahead and expand, and let's take some nice deep breaths here and put your barriers down, your barriers down, your barriers down, your barriers down. If you've never expanded before, we are expanding your being, not your body. So let's go ahead and expand out as big as the building that you're in. Go all the way out, and all the way down, and all the way up. And go ahead and make yourself as big as the city that you're in. Go all the way out, and all the way down, and all the way up. And go ahead and vortexes out as big as the state that you're in, all the way out, and all the way down, and all the way up. And again, just expanding out your being, not your body, and as big as the planet that we're on, as big as planet Earth. We're going big, I guess, there. No country for you. Bigger, faster, bigger, faster, bigger, faster in the universe. We go in the multiverse, multiple universes. And times that by million, times that by million, times that by million, times that by million, all the way out to the space of who you be as the infinite being that you be. And nice deep breath. Really just allowing your being to be in that expanded space. Really thanking your body for allowing your being to expand, right? And give you more space around you. Or releasing, unwinding any contractions. Really honoring the space of you. Awesome. Yeah. So as I was saying before we expanded here, there's a lot of things going on energetically that we may not be consciously aware of, right? That we might not actually know what's going on, but let me tell you what, your body does know. Okay, your body is very intuitive and your body is always receiving information. So your body could be energetically going through um, some type of a crisis, and you may actually be feeling fine, but your body may be like completely and totally freaking out. Okay, that's completely possible. I'm finding right now in this time, it's a very, very, very important for me to be consciously choosing to stay expanded, to make sure I'm keeping my barriers down, to make sure that I am not engaging with people, with things that are adding a frequency like a quickness or a frequency of fastness, right? So I'm being very conscious and deliberate with the things that I'm choosing to do. I'm being very conscious and deliberate with the things I'm choosing to interact with, and that's really very important right now because our body is already on overload. Okay, so if you're choosing to engage in behavior or even engaging with other people, things, or if there's somebody in your life that is continuously stressing you out and continuously taking you out of being present right now, it's really important to be using this time to detox those things from your life. Okay. Right now, more than ever, it is super important to be letting go of people, places, things that are really truly not in alignment with who you are and where you want to go. Okay. Um, because we are in such a massive energetic shifting phase, this time right now is going to allow the things that don't work for your life to fade away, but you must make those conscious choices. Okay. And even saying things like, I'm honoring myself, and this frequency or this isn't in alignment with what I would like to choose moving forward in my own life. And the reality is when you let people go, there may be people that are upset with you. And one of the things is and I'm telling people this a lot lately, is it's really important to understand that you giving up other people or things that don't work for your life is not, it really truly doesn't have anything to do with um, the other people. It has everything to do with you and what works for your life. I don't owe anybody else an explanation, just like you don't owe anybody else an explanation. When something starts adding frequencies to your life, to your day, to your reality, right, to your universe, to your life as you know it, and it makes you feel a certain way that you no longer want to feel. Nice deep breath. You do not have to proceed moving forward with it. I don't care what it is. And if we're looking at, okay, there's a family member who, really, upsets me every time we talk. Then number one, it's really about speaking what works for you. Hey, like, look, this is what works for me. Right? Speaking your truth. This is what works for me. And not doing it from a place of making the other person wrong, right? Doing it from a place where you're saying, if someone's always projecting like you're this and you're that at you, or you don't do this correctly, or saying, when when that kind of energy projection comes at me, this is how it makes me feel, and that doesn't work for me. So we have to we have to find a better way to do this, or we have to find a way to accomplish this, or be in the same space, or do this in a way that feels comfortable for me as well, because everyone deserves to feel honored and comforted in their own space. And can't uh, if someone can't receive that and wants to continue to make you wrong moving forward, you do not have to allow that to uh, take up your space and bring you down. Just breathe that in for a moment. I understand that it gets really complicated when you're looking at family dynamics, and we feel very connected to things that we're doing or creating, or engaging with. But what you have to understand is when something creates an energy of quickness within your body, that is your body's telltale sign that what is going on is not actually working for you. And it doesn't mean that you have to drop it and walk away from it, but you do have an obligation to start speaking your truth. Right. So when we're talking about family members, I know there's a lot of people right now who are, well, I think it's number one, it's good that we have this distance, but I know that there's also a lot of people that are, um, you know, uh, creating, like, it's almost like if you have family drama in your family right now, it's times 10, right? I mean, I'm hearing some crazy stories from people about how enraged that some of their family members are becoming, and how like in their face, and how like from like even like I had a situation recently where someone told me about how a grown adult male actually threatened their like teenage child, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like that's got all kinds of, like that does not work, right? And like really getting into the space of like, look, that does not work under any circumstances, and being able to really honor that space for yourself, really acknowledging what works for you and what doesn't, and being able to say, look, if you're going to continue perpetrating these energies that don't work, I gotta go, I gotta be out. Let's just give yourself some space to be able to really choose that for yourself. I know that it varies in different circumstances, right? But I also know that when you start actually really looking at maintaining your own peace and the life that you want to live, you have to find a way to pinpoint what energies do work for you and what energies don't. And then you have to be able to really start standing in you and acknowledging like, hey, that doesn't work for me. This does, and I'm willing to be in the space of what does. And if someone doesn't want to honor what works for you and what is in alignment with you, you have every, I don't want to say right, but you have every um I guess right is the I don't like to use the word right, but you have every right to say, you know what, I'm out. Like I don't actually have to be present in a space that doesn't honor me, in a relationship that doesn't actually work for me. I don't have to choose to do something that makes me feel yucky about what I'm creating. I don't have to uh, continue forward with that. I can honor myself and say, um, I'm done. And, again, the reality is people may, tell you that you're selfish, or tell you that, you know, you're being wrong, or that, you're being all of these things. And again, like, um, I know that it's difficult. I know that when you're doing these emotional detoxes, and these detoxes from people that, and places and things that you may love, even, I know that it can be really disheartening to be projected at energies of, shame and blame and upset from those around you. And and I want to tell you that it's okay to allow yourself to grieve that space. What I've really been suggesting to people a lot lately is write down how you feel, without making the other person's actions wrong, but in the same sense, acknowledging what they're creating and how what they're creating doesn't work for you. And you know what? Sometimes it takes a while of acknowledging that, and really like or not auto responding, auto reverting. I'm gonna say back to like, don't don't read what they're projecting at you. Um, don't engage in those lower level frequencies of shame and blame, because it's really not going to create more. The reality is the behaviors, or the things that are being created, don't work for you. And you are allowed to say those things without making it someone else's fault or someone else's wrongness. It's all just choice. And sometimes other people's choices just don't work for us. And it's really interesting how people can really, yeah, let's just kind of untangle that a little bit more. really try to make other people wrong for living in alignment with what works for them. But I'm going to tell you right now that this time is probably the most important time we've ever lived through, where it is the almost utmost of importance to be using this time to detox the things from your life that do not work. Moving forward, it's more than likely going to be a little while, at least here in the US, before we are quote unquote back to being able to engage as we used to be able to. But when we do come back to, um, some type of normal, it's the normal is definitely going to look a lot different than it used to look, and using this time right now to look around you and say, okay, you know what, this no longer works for my life, this no longer works for my life, and I don't have to carry these forward into the new life that I'm going to be building, because every single one of us, when we go back to whatever um, life as normal, I should say, when we do get that opportunity to be able to be back together again, um, we need to do it from a different space within ourselves. We need to be able to make positive connections that enrich and enlighten our lives. We need to build things that feel good to our soul. We need to walk and speak things into existence that feel like they create an expansion of who we be. In anyone that wants to make you stay in a relationship or anything that doesn't work for you is not even close to living in what is in alignment for them. And it's, again, super important that we get into alignment as when we do. And even now, as we're walking through this, we're finding that we are more and more powerful as individual creators than we ever have been before, because these frequencies are coming in and they're so strong and they're so high. And when you allow those frequencies to really just be integrated through your being, you are giving yourself to create on a higher level frequency. And those higher level frequencies are going to uh, they're going to be they're going to be able to allow you to create things greater and faster and better than you ever have before. And take a nice deep breath. Yeah, we're just going to let this energy vortex through for a moment. And as this kind of vortexes through, I'm going to hold some space here. So let's go ahead and take a nice quick break. And when we come back, we will continue this conversation to really help you make the most of this time energetically to truly upgrade your life.
The Consciousness Playground is a membership community to support you in living a conscious and aware life. Each month, members receive life and reality-changing concepts. It also includes member-only content and a VIP Facebook group to ask questions and connect with like-minded individuals. The Consciousness Playground currently has instant access to over 150 hours of life-changing audios and exclusive programs, with more added each month. Each and every month has a theme and includes audios and live calls around that topic. This playground has audios worth over $1,500 that you can access all at once. Come learn, grow, expand, and create something different in your life today.
And welcome back. And today I'm sharing tips and tools to really truly energetically upgrade your being right now during this time, as we're having this downtime, to really truly prepare ourselves for the new earth. right? That's really what we're doing right now. Isn't it crazy? There are so many things happening right now on so many different levels, right? Um, Not only are we dealing with the pandemic, but there is so many other things going on within the government structures. There are so many things, and this isn't just in the U.S. This is really truly all over the world. There are big changes being implemented right now within the form and structure of how we are creating our life and really how the life around us is created. So this is not just affecting us, this is affecting every single being on this planet right now. Uh, and there's all of these new energies, all of these frequencies coming in, and I'm sure you're familiar with everything that's kind of being downloaded on the planet right now. And really, truly, I just feel so blessed and so grateful to really, truly have tools so I always know how to get back into me, right? I can always use the way that my body feels to navigate every single area of my life. And that's so important moving forward here. Really, truly getting into, as we're looking at, using this time to upgrade our life, understanding that there is no better guide for your life than your body. Just feel that for a moment. Yeah, I've just really been kind of vortexing energy through, and I kind of went on a little tangent there for a second. But really, truly, you guys, there is no better guide than who you be and your body. When you learn, or when you are fully connected to your body as that receiving organ, and you really truly allow your body to be the guiding information, or the guiding factor in what you choose, what you do, how you feel. If you are always connected to how certain things make you feel, your body will always guide you to your truth and your lightness. So, looking at this from the detox standpoint, so if you're still engaging in things, and when you engage in them, you go from this space we have right here, this space of slow and low, in peace and ease, and you feel this like subtle energetic vibration just spanning through, and it gives you so much space, and just it just really feels easy in this space. And then you engage in something and it feels fast and chaotic, and maybe you don't even have words, it just feels yucky. That is your body saying, hey, hold up, wait a minute. This is not working for you. This is not something that you want to continue with. This is not something you want to choose. This is not something that you want to have, right? Your body is always there to guide you, no matter what. You know, don't listen necessarily to me as your truth. Don't listen to other people as your truth. Learn that you can have a connection with your body in a space of lightness, in a space of feeling light about your life, and feeling light about those you are connected with, and feeling light about your choices. And know that this world is ever changing, and there is always a million different possibilities. And you know what? Sometimes possibilities come in, and you may choose them. And I often say every choice creates, right? You may choose something and it starts to create an energy for your life. And as fast as you choose it and it starts to create, if it doesn't create the energy that matches what you want your life to feel like, and it starts creating chaos in your body, That's your sign that you need to detox that thing from your life, whatever it is. Focus on doing things that light up your soul. Focus on those choices that when you choose them, they feel so good. And then they continue to feel good and continue to feel good and continue to feel good. And as soon as it stops feeling good, it may mean that, hey, I need to pass the torch now to someone else. This is feeling heavy. It's feeling too hard. It's feeling too upsetting, it's feeling whatever. It doesn't even have to mean that the thing is bad or wrong. It just means that you have taken it as far as it can go, and now it's time to release it to someone else. Spending time engaging in people and behaviors that are consistent with the life that you desire to create. Yeah, nice deep breaths. Breathe that in. Engaging with people that are consistent with the life that you desire to create. Engaging with behaviors that are consistent with the life that you desire to create. I was talking to a client recently, and she was telling me about, like, there's just so much drama going on around her. And I was reminding her that as long as you are continuing to engage in that behavior, that is what is going to be created, right? And again, without even it being right or wrong or good or bad, if you want your life to be filled with drama, that's not a wrongness, it's just a choice. When we get out of those paradigms where we have to make anything right or wrong or good or bad or shame or blame or upset or wrongness, right? Understanding that there is a ton of different paradigms to play in this reality, and you get to choose which ones work for you. It's your universe, you get to decide. There's really a lovely, lovely vortex that's flowing through right now. Just acknowledging that and giving that more space to grow. Really allowing that energy to flow freely through every single one of our bodies and our beings. Really being space, the space between the molecules of what you desire your life to be like. There really is no right or no wrong. You really do get to decide what you would like to create, what you would like to have. Whatever it is that doesn't work for your life, you have permission. You have this space. And you have the ability to release it and move on. You no longer have to create from the same life you've been living. It's interesting, because we do have so much downtime. Even if you are still working, you have to admit that you still do have way more downtime than you did before, because there isn't running all over to go shopping and to go, there isn't errands to run everywhere. There isn't, a majority of the world is shut down right now. So we all have more time. We all have more space. And all of those things that you've been saying, hey, I'm too busy to do that, you now have time to do. And I've been seeing people sharing stuff all over Facebook saying things like, hey, I said I was going to do this when I had more time. Now I have the time. I lied. Right? Like, I just actually don't want to do this. And that's okay. That's okay. But let's acknowledge those things in our life. Like, if you've really been saying, I'm going to do that when I have more time, and now you have all this time and you don't want to do it, acknowledge it. Don't make yourself wrong for not doing it. Just say, hey, you know what? I said I was going to do this, and actually it really sucks, and I don't want to anymore, so I'm not going to. Detox that off your plate. Don't spend any more time with it, right? The thing is oftentimes we will overcommit to things that we don't really want to do and use our busy schedules as a crutch to not doing it. And then when we actually do have time, it's like it feels exhausting and it feels heavy and it feels yucky to even start it. Then don't. And if it's something that is required around your home or in your life to be done and you really don't want to do it, pay someone else to do it. But don't make yourself feel wrong about it any longer. It's time to really detox that wrongness from our lives. Let's breathe that in for a moment. It's time to stop making ourselves wrong for the things that we feel like we should be doing, but we're not. It's either you want to choose to do it or you don't. And if it feels heavy and it feels yucky and it feels gross, it's okay right now to acknowledge, you know what? Hey, I just don't really want to do that. And I'm probably just not going to, and that's okay. As we look at this detoxing, this energetic detox, it's those kind of things that you also have to detox from your life. You have to stop allowing yourself to mentally swim in making you wrong. You are not bad and you are not wrong. You've done the best that you can do with the tools that you have. It's time to breathe and move forward and let you off the hook. Let's just vortex that through. And let's really make a conscious commitment. And if you're in with me, if you're ready to make this conscious commitment, say it with me. I am choosing to do things that light up my soul. I am choosing to spend time engaging with people and behaviors that are consistent with the life I desire to create. I am consciously choosing to live a life that works for me. Oh, let's just breathe that in for a moment. Let's just really breathe that in and feel that space. Consciously choosing this really helps every single one of us to ingrain these energetic patterns within our souls. And again, really creating space for this new earth to be created in paradigms that work for all of us. Just imagine if we all committed to living a life that worked for us. Wow, what a magical, amazing space it would be. Thank you so much for listening to me today. I am really enjoying this space of what is being created. Right now, I am offering free healing calls every single Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've been meeting. You are more than welcome to join us live. I have been posting them on my YouTube channel when I'm done on Sunday. And my YouTube channel is Jamie Bates. You can find that from my website as well. I think www.jamie-bates.com. I would love to have you join us. I'm also doing healing calls or connection calls in the playground on Wednesdays. If you haven't joined us in the playground and you would like to, you can also find more information on my website as well. I'm really loving this space that we are creating with these new positive constructs that are being built in this reality. And I appreciate the time and space that you too are dedicating to helping us all evolve and create what it is that we would like to create energetically for ourselves as we contribute that space to every single one of us. So thank you so much for listening to me today, and I will look forward to connecting to you in the future soon. Thank you so much and have a great day.
You have been listening to Expand Your Reality with your host, Jamie Bates. Thank you for listening.